Hi guys!
Welcome back to the
Stick with Kaji
Podcast. So if you're new here, hi, hello, welcome. My name is Loanne.
And I'm Sean.
In this channel, we talk mainly stuff.
And drop my chopstick.
In this channel, we mainly talk about us, really behind the scene or more personal life, for you guys to get a chance to know us and for us to have a better way to connect with you guys, because on the other channel, like Ryan's World, it's mainly for kids, so we don't really get to share how we feel. So this is hopefully a safe space for us to just interact with each other. So this channel is mainly for adults and grown-ups.
And because of that, we can get your feedback through the comments below, and we can react to it too. You know, that's something we never had before when we were doing the kids channel. So we're really excited to see what you're going to say about our videos.
Yeah, welcome. I did start an Instagram not so long ago, so it's right here. Right? We're working on it. We're working on it. It's at Loanne Kaji. Appreciate you guys joining us for our episode 3 now. I think hopefully we have improved since episode 1 because we are very nervous going into this. We never really talked to adults in this way. I mean, I was always behind the scene. Now I'm in front of the camera. It's a whole different world, a whole different environment. So
and really truly showing our personality too, our thoughts. So we were a little bit nervous. How is people going to respond to this? Are they gonna not like me anymore because they now know like how I think? But you know, I think it's important we're getting out there and showing you guys who we really are.
Right, and I think everybody is different. So I'm just so glad that we get to share with you guys about us. You know, that we've been wanting to share for years now. So sometimes, you know, there's so many things going on in the world that I'm so excited to talk about, but I just don't have an outlet of where to put it on. So here it is, the Stick with Kaji podcast, because you guys have been sticking with us. We really appreciate it. So let's just jump right into it. Thank you, Phil, for that line. Need to come with our own line, but yeah.
Or punch you on the throat.
No, I just that's too much.
Tell that to Phil.
No, it's too much to copy. We already stole the first one, so he can have that. Okay. So today's topic, if you guys haven't watched the part 1 of how we met, we left it off at the end where I went home and I was pregnant, and we were both super shocked because, you know, we didn't know that was what we were going into. Having a long distance relationship was hard enough, and then Sean just got accepted to graduate program. So yeah, so if you want to catch part 1, I'll link it below and I'll put it up here too. So let's jump right into the part where got home and I'm pregnant. I called Sean up. Give me your thoughts and feelings.
Lots of thoughts spinning around my head at that time. Like okay, so you know, until that day, I thought I was prepping myself to go to New York for my graduate school. Then now there's another component that I have to think about now: the kid, and Loanne. So the first thought, you know, I came in my mind was, should I even go to graduate school? Because now the child is coming out soon, so maybe I should prepare and just be there, right? So that was my first thought, and you know, and also worry about Loanne being in Houston by herself when she's pregnant too. You know, luckily she's living with her parents, but you know, I was worried going through this process on her own. So I was still in Lubbock. I haven't been graduated just yet, so I was kind of juggling through all these thoughts, what I should do to support Loanne.
And it was hard for me too, because mentally I was, you know, even started going to college, I had really bad mental health issues. So, and then on top of that, I graduated with a biology degree, and I just, at the end of it, I just wasn't sure what I want to do with it. because to be honest, as much as I love science, so I major in biology, but I minor in chemistry. So as I was taking all these college courses, I actually gravitated more towards chemistry. I like that a lot better than biology. But the problem was I minor in chemistry and not major in it. And so, I just wasn't sure what to do with a biology degree. And there were just too many things juggling into my head. And I was afraid I was going to make the wrong career choices. And so that's why I decided to just go home and just take time and think about what I really wanted to do. And I was fortunate enough that my parents, during that time, they were okay with that. And so I moved back in. And then when I found out I was pregnant and I told Sean about it, it was really hard because, of course, there were moments that I was hoping Sean wouldn't go to grad school. And I was hoping that he moved to Houston to help me because I was really mentally unstable and I just wasn't sure that I could do it by myself. And I knew I had my family there to help me. And, after I thought about it for some time, I knew that him having a graduate degree in the long run, if I could just suck it up for a few years and after he comes back with a better degree, with a better job pay, then at the end it'll be worth it because he'll make more money. And so it'll be better for Ryan. That's was my mentality. I should just suck it up and then I need to just find a job and at the same time really figure out what I want to do in my life because I have 9 months, when Ryan comes, so can't be wasting time.
The graduate program I got into, it was actually shorter period of time to graduate. So luckily, I was able to graduate from that, very quickly. And I think I only wasn't there the first 3 months when Ryan was born. So, but yeah, until then, Luann was by herself in Houston and getting ready for the birth. It was a little bit difficult for me after graduate from graduate school to find job in Houston because my major was transportation system engineering, and those are like usually used at the metro area, like the urban areas. And Houston, there aren't many jobs out there with requiring that kind of background. So I ended up getting a job in Houston with a structural engineering job. And that's something I was interested in too. Undergrad, I was civil engineer, so I learned a lot of structural engineering components. So I was happy getting that job. And I was mainly happy just having a job in Houston where I could live with Luann. Because when I was in New York, I was depressed all the time because one was the just biggest guilt of not being there when Luann's having a difficult time. And not being there when she was giving birth to Ryan was also a big thing too. I couldn't be there on the day of. I flew back after a while because the school. So that was also a guilt too. Just that I was kind of pressed down with the many layers of a guilt, not really doing my role as a father at the beginning. So. And I feel like I still kind of live with it too. I still sometimes wake up in the morning with just sensing that guilt. From the beginning, I wasn't there. But yeah, fortunately, Luann was supportive enough to let me go to the graduate school. And then she was doing a lot more during the during the pregnancy and the first 3 months of after she gave birth.
You just have to do what you have to do, and that moment, I just feel as if I just need to put Ryan's needs first. And it worked out fine, I thought I can just take care of it on my own. And it's just for the first few months of his life. I don't think he remembers any of it.
Right.
So it's not as if you were gone for years, So,
but it's like it's funny how much we're under stress. I think both of us too, because if you look back, there's no really any pictures. Luann took herself when she was pregnant. I didn't take any pictures when I was in graduate school either.
Right.
Those are the kind of year that it was kind of gap in our memory because both of us were so busy. But we also kept it fun too, even though we were separated between Texas and New York. We're trying to be creative, how to stay connected with each other. So what we did was, there was no FaceTime back then, but what was it?
MSN Messenger.
I don't know if you guys remember. It's MSN Messenger, so you can do video calls at that time. And what we usually do is start a video call and talking to each other, and then the Friday night we watch movies together. So
we're like, okay, let's play at the exact same moment. 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, we rent the movie from Redbox together, same movie together, and press the button at the same time, so we feel like we're watching the same movie sitting next to each other.
Right. And then they had some fun games on there too. And back then, Yahoo was really big, and they have a whole bunch of multiplayer games you can play together. So we would play dominoes, checkers, a whole bunch of games. I don't know if those games still exist, but it got us through. It helped us, connect with each other while we were apart. So.
And then when we go to bed every night, we always stay the video call on throughout the night, so we feel like we're sleeping next to each other too. So when I wake up or when Loan, I usually sleep first. So before Loan goes to bed, she can see me sleeping on the camera, and then when I wake up, I usually wake up earlier. So I wake up and then I see Loan sleeping. So it's always those are kind of helping us staying together.
Yeah, and we have very different sleep schedules. So he is the more sleep early and wake up early type of person. And then I'm more of sleep late and then wake up late. So there were times where, I got finished with my day, doing things what I have to do, and then I come home and then I was like, hey, Sean, let's do this together online. And then he tried his best, he's always like, yeah, let me go get some coffee. And he tried to stay up, but then he just crashed. There were many moments where he just accidentally fall asleep during our video chats.
Yeah, and Loan can tell before I fall asleep because I start talking like nonsense. Like I guess my brain shuts down, so I started talking about stuff that had no make sense, and that's after 5 minutes I always just kind of black out. And next thing I remember is already in the morning. So. But yeah, that was also a fun moment too, because we started out with that kind of background. I feel like we were more confident about ourselves as a family. Now I feel like any struggles we face now, I think it's not as hard as back then when we started.
Right, as long as we're together.
Yeah, and we had a fun time without having money. We always be creative on having a fun time without spending money. Loan was good at finding like new games that's in the beta version that it's like free for everybody please use it and then let us know the feedback. And so that's like a test version of it. I always find that deal that the free games that we can play for a short period of time, or even movies too. I didn't know, but they have what was it, the viewing.
There's lots of websites. One of my favorite is Slick Deals. I used to be on that website religiously to try to get some slick deals, and then sometime people would post, hey, you can go to this free showing, before the movies even premiere. And
for free.
But sometimes we have to go out of our way because you can't just pick the closest movie theater, right? So sometimes you have to go like 30 minutes, 40 minutes away. But it was fun. Sometimes there's hosts there, there's DJs there that sometimes they would do giveaways, at these events. So we had a blast and it was free, so I can't complain. Yeah,
like and any like a daily supplies too. We go to Slick Deal and then we try to combine. Okay, so we use this coupon with this coupon, sometimes this glitch. Oh, I guess end up getting money, getting paid to buy this product. They have so many different coupons, like stackable, and it's interesting how at that time the coupon was such a hot topic. I'm sure it is, but
yeah. And then also my favorite place to shop back then was Goodwill, because I knew kids grow up so fast, right? So I at the time I didn't have money, so I didn't want to spend any money trying to buy new clothes because he's not gonna know if he's wearing old clothes or new clothes as long as he's, warm. And so I would go to Goodwill's all the time trying to buy him clothes and books and pretty much anything that I could get there, I'm there.
And there's a special type of Goodwill out there. It's called Goodwill Distribution Center.
Yeah, it's more like an outlet. So things that doesn't sell in the regular Goodwill goes there. And every time that we would go visit Sean's parents' place, because they live close by to one of those distribution centers, I always get so excited because when you go in there, they don't charge you by items, they charge you by the pound.
Clothes, toys, it doesn't matter. It's all by weight.
Yeah, it was amazing. I could stay there for hours.
One of many things I like about Lauren is she always make it fun. Like she's a very optimistic person. Like she always stay positive. So she always find things that we do like, make it fun. So even going to Goodwill, she's so excited going to Goodwill, and she's determined to find the good deals there. So even though maybe some people don't feel that way, we're having fun. Actually trying to save money.
It's a good feeling, It's like, yes, like deal. So while Sean was in graduate school, I knew that he was really stressed out because, he was going to Cornell and it's not the easiest of school. Yeah,
so my mentality was, going to Texas Tech, it was somewhat easier. I didn't have to study too much. Going to Cornell, no matter how much I study, I cannot be more than just mediocre grade. Everybody's are like a whole different level of intelligence and I just could not catch up. So I was stressed out because one, tuition is extremely high, and there's a baby in Texas that waiting for me to come back. So I was under such a stress, and Cornell is always famous for being difficult to graduate too. Their classes are very challenging, and it was all new to me. I thought I was smart, but then when I went to Cornell, I just found out I'm just mediocre or below.
And the fact that we didn't have much money, I mean, that's when you started putting on weight too.
So I was at the mentality. So just so you know, I was under a lot of stress. So I wasn't thinking clearly. So I was on limited money too when I was in New York. So I tried to eat as cheapest as possible, but high calorie. So I go to Walmart and look at the price and also look at the calorie content and see what's the highest calorie food at the cheapest price I can buy. And that's when I started gaining weight.
Right.
More.
I mean, you would think you would look at the nutrients, the price for the nutrients, not the price per calorie. Because you can have a lot of calories, but it's empty calories. That is not contributing to the nutrients that you need. Mm-hmm. But again, it's hard when you're in that mind state. So
like Subway was my big help, right? They
$5 foot long.
$5 foot long, right? And then if you use the gift card, they give you points
and a free cookie, right?
If you do the survey, that's written on the receipt. Like if you go on the website, then you do the survey each time you get cookie. I do survey every single time. I think I'm the main survey person for that restaurant. But I was being as detailed as possible in that survey, but getting free cookie every time. Once a week, I try to treat myself to go to this very cheap Indian restaurant. If I get it to go, I can buy the lunch for $6. And that was my treat.
Aww.
So that was my motivation to get through each week, is just to eat at that Indian restaurant.
Right.
And my typical food is just gas station, hot dog, 2 for $1.
Last you all day.
But I can enjoy eating those food too. So, now we're a little bit in a better financial situation, but because we have that kind of foundation, we're not too concerned on, even something goes wrong and then, we have less money, that I'm totally okay with it because I know we can stay happy no matter what.
Exactly. As long as we stick
Sorry,
together.
I dropped my chopstick on the floor. But I got the idea.
So while Sean is in college, I was trying to get my teaching license, and I decided to go teaching because, after I thought it through, I thought, okay, what is the one career that I would really be happy with? And teaching was always on my mind. The problem was the reason why I didn't go straight there was because I'm an introvert. I always have trouble talking to people. I have social anxiety, you name it, I have it. Growing up in school, I did not speak whatsoever. Anytime that people actually hear me talk, they would make a big deal of it. Like, oh, did you hear she actually spoke? So it was very hard growing up. And then the fact that I have trouble speaking, because every time I talk to somebody, I would replay whatever the conversation was in my head. And I would go to the bathroom, replay it, and then I always think, oh, I should have said this, or why didn't I say that, It's
like one of those kids, like after he talks, like he just whispers.
Right. And so there are many times I would do that to myself in the bathroom, and some people would always walk in and say, and was asking, what are you saying? And then I was like, oh, nothing, because I was just repeating stuff. I think I still do that. There's some times where Sean comes in and would be like, what are you doing? Who are you talking to?
I can see it too, because we're not really native speaker of I'm not native English speaker either. So there's a lot of moment, like let's say we get on an argument with somebody, and I just don't have a quick thinking, just speed in English to do a comeback.
Yeah.
So after discussion, and then they I couldn't really talk back that much, and then on the way back home, I was like, he'd have been done if I said this. I could have said this, but just I was trying to be calm, and I didn't say it. I chose not to say it. But there are a lot of moments that I think twice about what happened in the conversation, because I just can't think that fast enough. But yeah.
So yeah, and so after that, I was like, I just should just go for it, because one of my dreams was always to become a teacher. I was really inspired by my teachers, multiple teachers in high school. And then I remember many moments in high school, I thought, wow, they are so inspiring. And I wish when I grow up, I want to inspire kids just like them. There's always something that stops me, because, I was always a really shy person, and I didn't think I can do it. But I was thinking, I have Ryan now to think about. I just got to go out there, put myself out there. And so that's what I did. I went and took some classes on teaching, and then I had to take a teaching test. It was difficult because during the studying time wasn't that difficult. But the part that was difficult was the actual exam itself. I was already 8 months pregnant, and they told me I had a limited time to take the test. And even if you go to the restroom, it still counts as that time. And it was hard because I was 8 months pregnant. I have to go all the time, every 20 minutes. I feel that I need to go. And so it was a very stressful situation. But luckily, it all worked out. I was really excited when I passed the test. And
Nice.
I got the test where you could be any science teacher, but I chose chemistry because that was my passion. Out of all the science subject, chemistry, just some reason, just resonate with me.
Well, not physics or not biology.
Yeah, I don't know. I just get chemistry more than I get physics.
So you're opposite. I do not like chemistry. There's always like exceptions, but then all the other thing is follows the rule. It just, to me, it was confusing. A lot of memorization too.
Not as much as biology. Biology, all you do is memorize.
Yeah. I didn't even feel like it was my favorite subject either. I think my most favorite was always physics. So.
That's why you were an engineer, right?
Yeah.
So the day comes, and I was 40 weeks pregnant, and I went to the doctor, and I was expecting, because this is my first one, and I know that when they say this is your due date, it's not your official due date. It could be before or after, but I was hoping, since I was more on the shorter side, I was hoping that Ryan would come out a little earlier, but that didn't happen. I went in and it was exactly my due date, and the doctor was saying, I don't think he's wanting to come out anytime soon. And so we scheduled a week after that. So he actually was born 41 weeks instead of the 40. So I scheduled an appointment 1 week after to go to the hospital and try to get him out, because they were saying, you're pretty small and he's getting pretty big, and it was a really hard labor. Ryan just refused to come out. And then I ended up having to do a C-section. Because
how many hours did you try to struggle to do
24 hours. After the 24
gosh.
hours, their doctor said, this is not working, and they were afraid I would risk having an infection. And so they had to give me a C-section. And I was not prepared for a C-section. I thought I could just do it naturally. I was really nervous because Sean wasn't with me, but luckily my mom was with me. During the epidural, they have to put it in between your spine. They keep saying, bend over, and I just cannot. I guess because I had a really big belly.
I see.
And because I'm a shorter person, there's space in between for them to put the needle through.
I don't want to picture it.
Big, as of a space gap as others. So they were having a really hard time. I think the epidural was so painful. I cannot. And the thing
it's funny, that's the one to ease your pain, but then that itself is the painful process.
Yes, for me, it didn't even work the first time. So the first time they gave me the epidural and they tried some pain and they said, do you feel this? And I said, yes, I feel it. And they had to do it again. It was really hard. But yeah, luckily everything worked out. And then Ryan came out. I even tried to I was trying to find ways to save money. I even tried cloth diapers. I don't know if you guys ever tried. But the problem was, I don't know, because we didn't have much money, so I couldn't buy new one. I actually bought used cloth diaper, and I looked online. It said it's fine, You can just sanitize it and wash it, and then it should be good. So I did that, but I don't know if the brand I got was leaky or it just keep on exploding everywhere.
Or he pee or poo so much, but yeah, it does. We even installed a special hose to wash down the cloth diaper in the restroom, but we only lasted like a month or so.
Yeah, after that it was just too stressful. It's like, Sean, I know I spent so much money on this cloth diaper, but it's just not working out for us.
Yeah, she bought a whole different thing to maintenance and also too, but it's okay. Everybody, some people go with the cloth diaper, some people go with the paper, so it was fun. I think it was a fun experience, right? At least we know the cloth diaper wasn't really for us.
Right, and to this day, my mom still brings it up. Do you remember that time where you spent a whole bunch of money on something that I told you not to do?
Yeah, intentionally we were trying to save money there, but yeah, it went a different way. And after 3 months, Ryan was born, and I came back. I finished the school and I came back to Houston, and I was able to finally live with them, and it was really fun. Staying at the Loan's parents' house, and taking care of Ryan. We didn't have much space because it was not just Loan's parents, Loan's sister and her boyfriend was in the house too, and Loan, myself, and Ryan all in the small house. So we were really packed together. We all Loan and Ryan and I all sleep in the same bed together.
Right, yeah. But it was fun. I mean, it worked out, so.
I kind of missed that moment. I think it was really fun. It was fun taking Ryan to the park nearby, too. Once he started moving around and he started crawling around the house, it was even more fun to buy him some toys, start buying him toys. And I feel like that's how we started, thinking about, hey, watching the toy review channel. Before Ryan started watching YouTube, we watched some toy review videos back then just to see what toy we can buy for Ryan. It was one of those was a Disney cars. Even though Ryan doesn't care, we trying to go to Walmart trying to buy a Chase.
Yeah.
There's a rare Disney car toys. We're trying to go to different stores and trying to buy those for Ryan. But yeah, that was kind of beginning of the us being parents.
It had some great moments, had some, moments where I don't know if I could do it because I was crying in a corner. But I think every parents go through that, I mean, there's not a manual out there that says, hey, if this happened, you should do this, So it's all trial and error, and hopefully, I just feel like we did our best.
Yeah, as long as you, all the parents too, like as long as you do try your best, I think that's what it counts, right? Because I think a lot of people stress out, they're not perfect, but none of the parents are perfect. I think there are a lot of mistakes along the way, but as long as you putting your 100% effort, I think that's what it counts. So just something I want to kind of put it out there. There are a lot of mistakes we made along the way, but I think we did the right thing, right? Overall.
Yeah. So that is the story of from pregnancy to having Ryan. I mean, I'm sure that we're missing a whole bunch of other details, but this is what we remember. So.
Yeah, a lot of moments of fuzzy because we were like lack of sleep.
Right. And then, when Sean went to Houston, because at that point I didn't want to move because I want to be close with my family. They were really helpful. And so Sean got a job in Houston, but it was not close. It was at least an hour away. So every day he has to drive an hour there and an hour back. It was really stressful. Yeah, because
right? There are still a lot of things I had to learn, and my boss were expecting me to already knew how to do it. So he always gives me, okay, so this by tomorrow, I'm expecting you to already knew it when you come into the office. So instead of going to the office, I get there early and just go to McDonald's and then just reading through the building code and other things that I have to learn and go to the office. So I usually leave my house around 6 o'clock in the morning to beat the traffic and come home around 7. So that's kind of my schedule every day was when I started working as a structural engineer.
Yeah, I can tell how stressful, you were.
And I was overly exhausted. So there's one point I got in an accident because I guess I was just over exhaustion. I couldn't handle it, and I got in an accident, and that's when I told Lauren, hey, I cannot handle this drive every day. Can we move to a little bit closer to my office?
Right, and I agree. And so, being a teacher, there's schools everywhere. So I thought I can find a school, a teaching job that is closer to where Sean is. So then we moved and we got our first house, townhouse. But it was exciting.
It's very small too, and they're a very small strip of backyard too. So we were so excited about it. Oh my gosh, there's a backyard and there's multiple different possibilities of what we can do in this backyard. We can put a bench there, or we can put the inflatable pool, and we were so happy that we were able to support ourselves at that time too.
Independently, without our parents. I think that was a very big thing for us,
Yeah, because we wanted to feel like a family, right? And we were happy there too at the Lauren's parents' house, but kind of we wanted to have our own kind of legacy as a family, and it was kind of nice living just 3 of us. And we were able to get Ryan his own room too when we moved into the new house. So that was also exciting thing for Ryan.
Right. And my sister, she's amazing. She has actually, so our old townhome has Ryan's bed in it and all the furniture and all that stuff. It was actually from my sisters and her friend, So they pretty much help us furnish all of his things that it was in his room. So it's very appreciative. It's the same house, that townhouse was the same house that we started YouTube.
Yeah, so if you look at one of the first videos, that's where we shot, and we didn't have much stuff there. You probably noticed when you watch the video. There's no lightings, and there's no good lightings. It's all dark. I was
using my phone, so. And
we're trying to figure out, hey, how do we make it brighter? And I started flashing Ryan with a flashlight. There's one video Ryan has a really bright hot spot on his face because I was flashing it with a flashlight.
After the video, I was thinking, I don't think this is how other people are doing it. So yeah, I think we're gonna move on to a different topic before we end the video. Let us know in the comments what other type of videos you want us to make. I say saying a lot. Sorry about that. Part 2 is we're gonna share with you what's new in the Ryan's World Universe.
Yay! On November 27th, we're launching virtual Ryan's World FanFest.
Parents, you can visit ryansfanfest.com to learn more and register for this free event to receive updates and exclusive content. The free Ryan's World Virtual FanFest is on November 27th, 2021.
See you at the FanFest! Bye!
It's in a virtual setting where you can log in and experience that only exclusive content only for that day.
And it's free. We're gonna have some fun special guests.
Special YouTubers.
Yes. And again, it is November 27th. And it will be at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find more information on ryansfanfest.com.
And give you some teaser that we're traveling through some multiverse, going to different world and universe.
Yeah, so join us if you can. It's fun for the whole family. It's free to join, and hopefully we'll see some of you guys there.
Yeah. All right. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
All right.
Why are we saying happy holidays?
Okay, cut that part. All right, guys. So next segment is sticky word of the day.
What is it?
Let me teach you how to say Japan in Japanese. So we don't really call our country Japan in Japanese. It's completely different. So we say Japan in Japanese called Nihon.
Nihon.
That's right, Nihon.
Nihon.
So if you say that in Japan, people's gonna be like, whoa, that person knows.
Wait, is that word for Japan? So you can say, I'm going to Nihon instead of I'm going to Japan.
Yeah. Except if you're speaking in English for the rest of the sentence, then yeah, probably, I don't know. But if you say that to Japanese people, they understand, oh, yeah,
Right
Nihon,
context,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that concludes our video. Thank you so much for watching the 3rd episode of Stick with Kaji. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Last thing, we've been thinking for a while, a lot of channels have fan names, and we don't really have one. And so we've been like brainstorming what to call people.
What's catchy? What would represent them?
Kajis. No, Kajis. Never mind. See what I mean? We're not good with coming up with things.
What about stickies?
Oh.
Stick with Kajis. Stickies.
Stickies. So can we say that instead of saying, hey guys, we can say, hey stickies. Does that work?
But if there any weird slang definition to stickies, just let us know ahead of time, because I don't want that.
Yeah, or let us know any of your other suggestions, or else we are sticking to stickies.
Stickies.
Okay. Thank you so much for watching. Again, you can follow my Instagram here at Loan Kaji. And see you next time on Saturday. We're trying to post a video every Saturday. We might miss some, but that is our plan, Sticky Saturdays. Hopefully you guys will join us next time.
It's going to be stickier next episode. Bye.
Bye.